Welcome to issue 317 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here we take a good look at that most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. We'll discuss those poorly misunderstood characters, unfairly labeled villains, and their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Roberts, aka A Little Boy, and Daniel and Steve.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, welcome back, Jim.
Good to be back, sirs.
Yeah, folks might remember Jim way back in issue 282 when he came on and he talked all about Nanny, which was Jubilee's Nemesis. So it's been a bit since you've been on. We're glad to have you back.
And that was really good learning. So I'm anticipating,
Yeah, me too.
Great night here, Jim.
The expectations are high for Jim.
I want my knowledge pan filled up.
Well, the Viper is an interesting character with a relatively short history, despite having been around for a while. So he's kind of a fun.
Right.
All right. But before we get to that, I have a question.
What's that, Steve?
Redundant. What is on your mind tonight?
This new thing you're doing, I'm not quite sure how I feel. Well,
I can tell.
What's on my mind tonight is moving on, and I'm not gonna take too long, and I'm gonna try not to be too maudlin or anything like that. But I'm inspired to this one by a conversation I had with my oldest brother yesterday. So March 4th, which is today, so that'll be a month ago when you hear this. March 4th is the anniversary of my father's death. He passed away when I was 17. And so my brothers and I have two older brothers. They knew my dad much better than I did. But around this time of year, it's like we always got like sort of short-tempered, moodier than normal. And we could never quite figure out why. And then we realized, we're like processing that remaining grief or whatever. And then the other day, or yesterday rather, I'm talking to my older brother and we both decided, you know what? Mopey March is coming to an end. There's just no reason to kind of dwell in there. It's almost now just kind of like become this kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, it's early March. We have to be sad. We don't really want to do that anymore. And it's been 37 years for me. And like, it's time to kind of move on and to not carry that weight anymore. So I was really inspired by my older brother who kind of brought my other brother and me, helped us to that moment. Be like, guys, we need to honor that legacy in some other way than being pissy all the time in March. So That's what's on my mind. I've been thinking about that a lot today because I woke up today and it's like, hey, it's March 4th. I'm supposed to be whatever. And I just wasn't. Like, I had a good day, and let myself. So that's what's on my mind. Moving on through a grief that at some point becomes, I don't know, almost selfish in a way, right? Like I'm not doing anyone favor by holding on to that. So that's it.
Yeah, what do they say? Time heals all wounds. So
yeah,
good that you can move on and you don't have to forget, but you can just move on. So
yeah. So we made that as a brotherly decision, little pact today.
Good for you guys.
We decided to kick the can down to September 2nd, which is the anniversary of my mom's death. So we're going to be sad then. So
okay, all right.
We've learned nothing from this. No.
Hey, one step at a time. Yeah. One step at a time.
Save it all for fall.
Yeah. Like 30. In another 32 years, I'll let that one go.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for indulging me.
Well, Jim is here because, like we said, we want some good lore, and we have another Nemesis we need to talk about. Daniel, what are we doing? What are we going to do today? Who are we talking about?
Well, I'm a little confused, to be honest, because I thought Viper was a somewhat attractive female who wore dark lipstick.
Oh, well, there must be more than one Viper. Yeah.
So, like, this guy looks like a lizard man or something. So I'm curious where this story is going to go. And if it's the same Viper that I know, then I'm even more curious.
Well, I don't think it is, but yeah, Jim's going to tell us all about Falcon's Nemesis. Viper, not the Viper, maybe. Well, we'll find out. So, Jim, why don't you take it away and tell us what you know?
He does sometimes get called Viper and the Viper. It's not terribly consistent. He doesn't actually show up that much, so they don't get much terribly consistent with the way his name's pronounced. But he first shows up in Captain America number 157 back in 1972. His name's Jordan Strike. Being a supervillain runs in the family. His brother Leopold Strike was a dude named the Eel, a villain so unmemorable that Marvel Champions hasn't given him a card yet. His suit zaps you if you touch it, and he's kind of slippery.
That
That's
is.
much his power set. Yeah.
Oh, Steve, I
We
can't
need-
wait for you to make that
Yeah.
card.
I kind of want to make that. Like you often say, Steve's going to make this card. I kind of want to make the eel now.
The eel is coming, everybody.
Like the eel modular set. Let's see what I can do. Maybe we can
Dawn of Heroes.
make it
Here we go.
work with Viper too, right? We could have a brotherly love card.
He can also sometimes like zap you with his electricity, but there's literally one version of it where he has to rub up against things enough to work up enough of a charge to be able to do that. And sometimes
Like he's
it
like
just drains his
Static
battery.
Man. Okay.
Yeah. He's
That's-
kind of sad.
He's large
but,
balloon.
Wow.
Balloon Man would be a better name, possibly, because still
Okay.
slippery. But meanwhile, Jordan Strike avoided his destiny for a while, working as an ad man until he became sick of people taking credit for his work, and took up a side hobby of learning martial arts, mastering poison making, and taking up a commission from the Cowled Commander to kill Captain America and the Falcon. So kind of a lateral move, advertising to supervillainy. But
The Cowled Commander, is that like Cobra Commander? Or no?
the Cowled Commander, I think, probably was kind of an inspiration for Cobra Commander. It kind of all ties into the first Secret Empire run, so everybody had masks on. But if you look at the Cowled Commander and you look at Cobra Commander, it's got a different color scheme, but they're very, very similar people.
Okay.
But in his first encounter, he actually almost succeeds, catches Cap in a building collapse and poisons Falcon. And then when Cap cheats and blocks the explosion with his shield, he poisons Cap too. Thanks to his super serum, Cap survives the poison and manages to rally and save Falcon. But the Viper is not deterred. He continues as part of the Cowled Commander's crime wave. It is all capitalized, and it is frequently referred to as such in the comic. That's the name they give it before getting captured.
Okay.
He gets out, though, joins up with Eel and Cobra to form the very poorly named Serpent Squad. Eels are a lot of things. They are not serpents. Always bugged me even when I was a kid that Eel was the member of the first squad. They attack Captain America. They get sent to jail again. It's the beginning of the Secret Empire plot. Cap and Falcon are just being torn apart in the media by a cabal of businessmen and politicians who are trying to cover up their many, many crimes. Eventually, the heroes turn the tables and confront the Secret Empire's #1 in the Oval Office. We don't see their face, but it's pretty clear that it's the President of the United States, a man so evil and corrupt that he'll side with America's enemies if it means making a profit and gaining power.
Okay.
Comics just became political, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just became political. By the way, the subgroup that's dragging Cap's name through the mud is called the Committee to Regain American Principles. So, yeah, Committee to Regain American Principles, really, really great acronym there. Yeah, it's a direct and intentional reference to Nixon's CRP, aka Creep. They're the ones who organized the incident at the Watergate Hotel, so like really direct reference there.
But this one's CRAP.
CRAP, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I can spell that. It took me a second. I'm there.
Yeah. Steve Englehart, man, he's a good guy. He does some fun stuff with comics. It's true. And this is where our Lady Viper comes in. He was going to just kind of sit and rot in prison for a while, but the then Madam Hydra kind of wanted the name. So she showed up, killed him, and took it. Yeah, just shot him in the prison van. Sisters doing it for themselves, man. That's just how it is.
That is awesome.
Yep.
I like that she had to take the name from him after he's dead. Like she could just start calling herself that if there was a Viper already. So okay.
It's like trying to get like a web domain.
Oh right, yeah.
So I'm sure then Viper just stayed dead forever, huh?
Actually, he was dead for a long while. In his absence, the Serpent Squad went through a somewhat hostile merger with a bunch of other snake-themed villains and formed the Serpent Society. In Marvel Comics, there are two things that indicate to everyone that you're a bad guy. Either having snake-themed powers or being part of a circus. So all of the snake-themed villains all formed an organization together.
Nice.
Over the years, the society would go from a membership you can count on one hand to dozens of members to being a whole organization with foot soldiers and everything. At one point, they're even hired by the disgruntled AIM agents to kill MODOK.
Okay.
A subgroup of AIM decided that they wanted to get back to the mad science part, not the mad engineering and mad weapons manufacture that MODOK was promoting. So, they kind of took the Madam Hydra route and said, let's kill our boss. The Serpent Society is a rotating group, but at various points included Anaconda, Asp, Black Mamba, Black Racer, Boomslang, Bushmaster, Coach Whip, Cobra, Constrictor, Copperhead, Cottonmouth, Death Adder, Diamondback, Eel, again, Fair to Lance, King Cobra, Pit Viper, Princess Python, Puff Adder, Rattler, Rock Python, Sidewinder, Slither, Tiger Snake, and Titanoboa, plus another guy named Viper. Under Sidewinder, they became a real employer, though, with benefits including dental and a retirement plan, plus a contractual agreement that he'd use his teleportation powers to get you jail.
Oh, nice.
For much of
Okay.
yeah, it's a really sweet deal.
Don't any minions start gaining an idea in their heads, though. We can't teleport anybody. So, yeah.
Not yet.
We do have a retirement plan.
I've been meaning to ask about the 401k. I'm used to businesses offering an ethical 401k. I just have some questions about the unethical one that you guys offer.
Oh, this is a 403b because it's the way we're not really incorporated.
Oh, the way you're
so-
incorporated. Okay, I
Yeah,
understand.
okay.
All of my people call your people.
Okay, good.
So basically, the way they worked for a good portion of their run is the society members would go work jobs on their own as mercenaries, counting on their boss to get them out of jams. If we went through and traced the various jobs of all of these characters, it would be longer than your game show episodes, so let's not do that.
Okay.
Oh,
I like them, but they're long.
Okay. That's
fair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
For much of this time, unfortunately, Jordan remained dead. Bit unusual for Marvel. Years later, his soul shows up briefly in Mephisto's realm and is destroyed, and then he quite suddenly shows up alive, and, well, he's not well because he doesn't have a soul. He remakes the Serpent Society from the ground up as Serpent Solutions, an organization dedicated to embracing the true genetic destiny of humanity, teaming up with various different terrible groups of people to promote sound business practices in genetic manipulation. In the comics, the Serpent Society has quite a few serpent-themed villains working for them. However, he focuses on controlling the jobs his employees take and maximizing both brand recognition and profit margins. He's opposed by none other than Sam Wilson, now going by the nom de spandex in America. This time around, instead of talking in advertising slogans, Viper talks in right-wing podcast talking points, and learning from the past turns the media against Sam and his partner, the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres. Despite his careful preparations, he gets caught monologuing and loses even his most ardent supporters. Also gets punched a bunch and arrested. Later, he and a few other serpent-themed villains are part of a big old reenactment of the Deadliest Game in Central Park with a bunch of other animal-themed villains, with the villains being hunted by drones controlled by oligarchs. He doesn't play a big role in this event, and we can only assume he was rounded up and arrested with the rest of the villains, which means that the venomous Viper is still out there, presumably alive and well, somewhere in the Marvel Universe, so Sam Wilson better watch his back.
Nice. Okay. All right. He has some good interactions with Falcon, it sounds like. I love that story. So
Yeah, he has key interactions with him too, because the Serpent Society, while Jordan's strike isn't a big part of them for too long, they are a constant thorn in the side of Falcon and Captain America. They fight various other heroes at various times too, but they really go after them a bunch of times. Sometimes just recreationally, not even getting hired to do it, but just because stupid heroes who always are showing them up.
that's what I like to hear. They're just out there for the fun of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to like your job, you know?
Yeah. It's good to have a hobby. That sounds awesome, but there are some cards here we should talk about. So why don't we go ahead and do that now?
Here we go.
We can find Viper in the Falcon pack, Wave 9, 5 total cards, 4 by title, plus the obligation. Daniel's going to give us the obligation because it has become his obligation to do so.
I still shake my fist at Mike every time.
Me too.
All right. Well, Sam Wilson, you might know him as Harlem's Protector. That's his obligation. You give it to the Sam Wilson player. It uses 3 emergency counters, has victory 0. As an alter ego action, he can spend 1 resource of any type to remove 1 emergency counter from here. It has 2 boost and comes with a hazard icon. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's an inconvenient kind of waste of a turn to clear it, right? $3.
Yeah, you flip down, spend 3 because there's no limit per turn. You just spend 3
No,
resources.
it's not like an exhausted or whatever. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different at least. And I do
Yeah.
like that it doesn't allow like an auto flip to alter ego if you want.
That's true.
That's good.
And I was going through Sam's cards, and he doesn't have a lot of stuff that has double icons or anything like that on it. So this is probably going to be, 3 cards he's going to be spending on it.
Yeah.
Which is that makes
Yeah,
it pretty.
well, and the way it is worded is it has to be 3 separate resources because it's spend 1, remove 1. It's not spend X, remove X. So even if you had a strength, you couldn't remove 2 counters. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah, you could overspend, but you don't get to remove more than 1. The result is remove 1 emergency counter. That's it. So yeah, so it does cost you 3 full resources, like three cards.
But spend 1 resource of any type. Is that not 2 resources of any type?
No, like if you were to spend, you could spend a strength on it, but
Right.
but after the arrow, it says remove 1 emergency counter from here.
But
So,
spend 1 resource of any type, and those cards have 2 resources of any type.
oh yeah, so maybe you can't even spend them. No, I think you can overpay for stuff. So you could spend 2, but probably you would spend the 1 and then you overspend. So maybe you can't even use the strength for it. You have to use just a 1. I don't think that's the way it's intended, but it is just
I
1.
would
Remove 1.
never have thought of that in a million years. I would have thought that strength could remove 2 of these counters.
No, it would say spend X resources, remove X counters, where X is the number of resources you spent or something like that.
Huh.
So because after the arrow, it just says remove 1, it doesn't matter what it says before the arrow. It could say dance a jig, remove 1 encounter, 1 emergency counter from here, right? So the result is just the 1. So you have to do this 3 times. You have to trigger this 3 times.
When you play a strength card, are you not spending 2 resources?
You are.
Hmm.
But it doesn't say spend as many resources as you want and remove that number of tokens, right? So,
But it does say 1 to 1. So why doesn't that imply 2 to 2?
because it doesn't say 2 to 2. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't.
But it says 1 to 1, and the strength card is like 1 and then another 1.
Okay, so what if it said spend 12 resources of any type, remove 1 emergency counter from here?
Okay, then it would say that, and you'd have to spend 12.
Right. So you have to spend 1, and then the result is remove 1. That's it. The result is static. Remove 1 counter. Doesn't matter what you do, how many you spend ahead of it.
I'm gonna quibble on this one, Steve.
No, we've had a card like this before. That's definitely the way it is. You do whatever is after the arrow, regardless of the cost. The cost could be discard a card from your hand, and then the result is remove a counter. So you have to it doesn't say remove.
That's fine, but
X
this one
counters.
is spend a resource.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Spend a resource, and then the result
So if
is
I spend
remove
2
1 counter.
resources-
Nope, that's not what it says. The result is
No, what if I consider my strength card to be 1 resource and then another resource?
No, when you spend something, you spend that card gets spent as 1 pool, 1 piece. So it's not like you can spend 1 and you have it left over and then you pay the other one. It's not like it's a pool that you draw from. It's all or
You know
nothing.
what this disappoints me most for is the shawarma.
Correct. Shawarma only gets rid of 1 counter.
I would think 1 shawarma could take care of this, all of Harlem.
Are you a hero or a villain? You want it easier for Falcon? Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I know you didn't anticipate 5 minutes on this card.
5 minutes on this. Okay.
I like that it's a different kind of card, and I like.
Yeah,
I hate it when mom and dad fight.
This is not the wild argument though, so we're okay. So there's another card. Let's move on. You know what, Daniel? I think we learned we should move on. That's what I learned from the What's on Your Mind tonight. Let's move on.
Fair point.
Yeah, and let's have Jim read us Viper's card.
The man of the hour.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Viper. He is a minion. He is Serpent Society traded. He has 2 scheme with an asterisk and 2 attack with an asterisk. He has one of our favorite keywords. He is a quick strike. The asterisk is forced response. After a Viper activates, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. He is Falcon's Nemesis minion. He has 5 hit points and 2 boost icons.
He seems pretty good.
Particularly for Falcon. Like, Falcon likes knowing what's on the encounter deck.
Yeah.
That's kind of his shtick. And this gets rid of that.
Yeah, is Falcon rearranging the top of the cards occasionally? Because if he's able to rearrange...
I thought he had a couple of cards that let him play some shenanigans with it. At least let him discard cards from the deck if he didn't
Yeah, I
want
mean
them.
he's usually looking at them and then planning his, what's going to happen after that. Can't remember if he has too many where you like rearrange them, but this definitely messes that all up because now whatever you thought was there is gone and something new shows up. So
Jim, would you say that the quality of this character matches your lore?
I would say it does. Like the first time he
Good.
shows up, he very nearly kills Captain America and Falcon, and it's only because of Cheaty Super Soldier Serum that they actually get away with it. So he's definitely someone who puts Falcon and Captain America on his back foot, and he really does that with his big appearance in the more recent comics.
Awesome.
yeah, I mean 2 Quick Strike is great just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's digging. So like if you were playing a scenario where the encounter deck burns up quicker, like say Sandman, if he showed up with Sandman,
hmm
you're putting out acceleration tokens quicker and all that sort of stuff. So okay, cool. Well, gentlemen, let me tell you about his company, the Serpent Solutions, which is a side scheme. When you've got problems, you need Serpent Solutions, Viper. It has 6 static threat and a 1 boost icon with the forced response. After a Serpent Society minion is discarded from the top of the encounter deck, deal that minion to the first player as a face down encounter card.
Wow.
Okay, so if Viper comes up and you've shuffled in some other Serpent Society guys, they might show up a little quicker. So
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
if
I did think.
Falcon uses his ability to discard cards from the top of it, you end up with that card. That's cool. Yeah.
And a solo Falcon's going to take some time on this one. Wow.
Yeah, 6 solo threat is a good amount.
That's hard. That's beefy.
I'm trying to work out the theme here, but I guess it's sort of like he's just putting his guys to work. So
Yeah,
and that's
he does tend to go for kind of a flood the field strategy every time he shows up. Like and that's sort of the Serpent Society thing too. Like the card art has like 20 people at a table, and that tends to be how it is with the Serpent Society. It's like you get these shots of like 2 or 3 heroes on the right side of the page, and then the 15 of the Serpent Society on the left hand side. So it's just they're looking to kind of overwhelm you with numbers and have more and more people coming at you.
Got it. Now, Jim, who's the guy closest to us with his back to us that looks more like a werewolf than a snaky thing?
That is Sam Wilson. He briefly had his very own wolf cap moment. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that from the comics. Captain America, Steve Rogers, got turned into a wolf briefly. It
Okay.
was kind of a crazy moment for him. He ended up joining up with a bunch of wolf characters, including Wolverine. Don't think about it. To kind of get rid of the problem, and they sort of did the same thing to Sam Wilson. They turned him into a wolf for a period of time there. Genetic
So
manipulation.
all the folks in this art are looking at him. Is it
Yeah.
like, what do we do with this guy kind of conversation they're having?
Yeah, basically what happened is Viper invites him into a conference room and is like, hey, let's sort out what's going on here. He's basically got Sam on the ropes the same way that they did back in the past, where public opinion has turned against Captain America because he's a big scary wolf guy now, and because he's hurting the Serpent Society, which is just, this innocent capitalist regime that, is doing good things for the planet and stuff. He's got the media in his
Sure.
pocket. So he's sort of going to negotiate the terms of surrender with Captain America, Sam Wilson, but then ends up kicking him out of a window,
yeah,
as he
hostile
did.
board meetings. Yeah. The art, it looks like his arms are locked in and there's like a chain around the chair or something. So
It's really
Yep,
cool.
yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys? So according to the lore, right? You're saying there's usually like a couple heroes and a whole bunch of serpent guys. Do you know what you call a group of serpents? Right, like a group of cats, or like you have a litter of kittens or
Isn't it a
murder of crows.
slither of serpents?
I thought it was going to be a solution of serpents.
Oh,
Okay.
got it.
A solution of serpents is what happens when you try to make a smoothie using snakes, but it's
Mm.
I'll have to talk to the guy in the cafe. Have him fix that.
Well, this is a great side scheme. My goodness. But I mean, it only seems to make sense if there were like Serpent Society minions around.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
maybe there are. Who's reading next? Daniel, is that you?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
me. Oh, look, there's 2 Serpent Soldier minions. They have 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 health, Serpent Society traded, and they also are quick strike. And they have a special boost icon that you give the activating enemy an additional boost card. Okay.
Pretty good.
Pretty good for a little chump that's hitting you for 2 right when he shows up.
And he might show up quicker because of the side scheme or because of Viper. Okay. There are, unfortunately, only these 2 and Viper Serpent Society characters in the game right now.
So I guess I don't have to play that impromptu game.
No, there's only these 2 characters, like these 3 cards. But maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully we get a lot more. So.
Well, we're about to have the eel.
Yeah, okay.
So
I was going to say, I do like this thematically too. Like Falcon goes through the deck pretty quickly, and then you have these guys who are going through the deck even faster. It's pretty much like having acceleration on the game. Like they're just you're going to have cards flying off the encounter deck, which is good for Falcon when he does it, but otherwise just makes things harder for him if it's the villains who are doing it.
yeah. I just wish there was a treachery that kind of held it all together.
Maybe Jim could tell us about one.
Oh,
Luckily, there is one. It is the delightfully punny advertisement. Get it? These adders are snakes. A treachery. It has Surge. When revealed, shuffle each Serpent Society minion from the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Has 1 boost icon.
Love it.
So
Love it.
You're not getting rid of Viper. You're not getting rid of the Serpent Soldiers. They're coming back.
They're coming back just to get discarded again and given back to you.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't come up as a boost, right?
Yeah, that is just a 1.
That's just sad. Yeah.
That is sad.
And one thing I didn't cover when we were talking about the Serpent Society, folks, that big long list of names, there's a lot of them, but also I think if my reading was right, there were 3 Death Adders. I think there might have been 4. There were 2 other people who were the Viper. There was another Eel, and several of the others, like Cobra and King Cobra, are both names for the same character, and also there's a couple of them as well. So it kind of plays well with the idea of the Serpent Society as being this sort of rotating cast of characters. Like you're never going to run out of members of the Serpent Society. And even if it's someone with the same name, they're going to come back and it's going to be their brother or sister or roommate or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, this has a quote on it. When Viper took over Serpent Society, he used his experience as an ad man to rebrand the group as Serpent Solutions. Okay.
Hey, he has a delightful rant in the new run of the comic books too, where he basically complains to Joaquin Torres, who's the new Falcon, and also a millennial. He complains about millennials and how they don't want to work anymore. It's such a great villain monologue.
That's funny.
That is awesome.
All right.
And true from what I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel, give this little modular set a rating.
I'm going to be honest, fellas. This is one of the most tightly interwoven, beautiful Nemesis sets that I've seen in a long time. Like these 4 cards, these 5 cards just work in concert with each other. So awesome. I just think this is an A plus. I really think it's fantastic. All the quick strike, the things just keep coming back. It's perfectly built for countering Falcon. It's great. It's absolutely great. Now I have a question for you guys. Is Falcon really good? Like, have you had like a lot of success with him as a
I have not had much success with him. I know other people have.
Because this seems like I haven't either. And I think it's a piloting issue, not a Falcon issue is my guess. But like, this seems like a really hard Nemesis for a fairly C-tiered hero. But maybe I just haven't played him enough and don't know him well enough.
I've seen him played really well, and it, like you said, it's by people who really know how to play the character and really take advantage of, what is the perfect opportunity for me to use my discard and encounter card abilities. Like that really seems to be like the key is getting that tempo and timing right. And yeah, the Serpent Society just absolutely nukes that from orbit. Like as soon as these guys get dealt in, all of a sudden, all those shenanigans, you can't make the calculations necessary at that point. I did my usual thing where I just kind of shuffled in the Nemesis deck in with a couple of other things and then fought Arnim Zola with Falcon. And yeah, it was brutal. Like as soon as Serpent Society stuff started hitting the table, I was just rifling through the encounter deck. Like it was just flying past me. Which was great, like in terms of, okay, this is absolutely the Nemesis for him, but without having another hero there to stop it, or to kind of put a halt to it, or have a more normal turn, he couldn't do a lot of the stuff that is his
That he's
best
supposed to
stuff.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it really does work against the Falcon character. I'm not terribly good at piloting him either. I lost badly, which I don't usually. I'll sometimes lose that first round, but I lost badly with him.
Yeah, I have seen a few decks where they like protection decks that utilize his draw their fire, which is the card that he doesn't have to exhaust to defend, and what the card is, and there's like this recursion that you can do. I played with somebody doing that, and it was sort of like, oh, I don't even need to be here. Uh, but when I've played him solo, I just haven't figured that one out. So, but it's still nice to see a Nemesis set that is just good against their hero. So I think it's a great set. I like the art on it too. It's all like the color scheme is what it needs, like what I want it to be. The comic art pieces are good picks, and then the custom art looks great too. So like the Serpent Soldiers totally look like Cobra characters, right? Like they have this funky mask, and like it sits well. I like it.
Do we have a moment for a weird bit of Marvel trivia here?
Let's do it. What do you got?
They're probably members of not the Serpent Society, but the Society of the Serpent, which showed up in the Avengers comics, and they kind of had hoods like this. And it was a racist organization that was trying to foment hatred against black people. And it turned out that it was being run by a black dude and a white dude who were just trying to do it to goose up ratings for the radio show. Don't think about it too hard. And they kind of wear hoods like that, and they sort of have a white supremacist vibe, which you definitely got off of Viper in the Captain America comics. They specifically kind of played around with that because, of course, they have Sam Wilson as Captain America, and Cap's had a number of plot lines that kind of revolve around, racial tensions and things. So you couldn't really have Sam Wilson there without kind of playing with those. So, yeah, there was a lot of it that was sort of, while they were talking about him being a menace because he was a wolf Cap, you could tell that the writer was trying to tell you that that's not the reason why. We just don't want to say out loud exactly why, because that would be a little bit on the crass side. So I do think that these guys are definitely supposed to play as. Feel free to cut this, but we know where the Serpent Soldiers were on January 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. 2 miles away. That's where they were. All right.
All right. Is there more to say about Viper or
I don't think
Falcon's
so.
Nemesis set? Oh.
I'm a solid A on this too. Like it's a home run as far as theme goes. The art's good. Viper is suitably annoying and kind of powerful. He's even going to be annoying if he shows up on someone else's turn, which is nice. Like that they managed to. This is a deck that fits the theme for Viper, but also no one's going to be happy when they see these cards come out.
Yeah, nobody wants a quick striking minion. If you're playing with Falcon at the table, Viper's still messing up Falcon, even if he activates against Captain America, right? So, yep. Awesome. All right. Well, Jim, hey, thanks for coming back on. I know we have you slated for another show not too far in the future, so folks should stay tuned for your return, your third show with us. I'm going to keep that secret. Nobody needs to know yet. Yeah, thanks for coming back, man. It was great to have you on.
Good to be back.
All right. If you have a suitably serpent-themed name you'd like to submit for your resume to join Serpent Solutions, please email us at criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We are Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find our YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Vardane, Big Fun Loaf, and Dweller42. If you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. Viper, take us out.
Ring around the collar, Falcon. It means you're dying.
I don't even understand what that quote means.
Me either, but
it was from his first appearance. He was just advertising slogans all over the place, and it's from the 70s.
Right, ring around the collar. I remember that.
I mean, I remember ring around the collar and just,
It makes no more sense in context. I can promise you that.
Okay.
It makes no more sense in context. He's just
that is
poisoned
fantastic.
and says, ring around the collar, Falcon. It means you're dying. He's unhinged. It's the life. I'm like,